formation, we can say it's a kind of apostolic. But what we are trying to do, Manuel, the next one, is not to think it in a way so straight, so steady, and we are trying to look in a movement. We are trying to have a dynamic of our three pillars in our formation, in the way we understand formation. Formation is a way to mix everything, to connect our three pillars in a motion, in a movement, trying to address our diversity among regions, sharing best practices, but not look for uniformity. We are not looking for uniformity. We are not looking for an only way to do the things, but a common way to address things. And we are also looking to create ways to understand, to be more connected with the Francis Pope Magisterium. That's the sense of movement that we want to do in Manresa today. We are not trying to address just in a so steady way, in so static way. So how can we make this change? Manuel, we are inviting you now to do a double click, to zoom in the 4 items. We are thinking, yes, to discuss in our encounter. Because we have that sometimes when we talk about spiritual exercises or discernment, we are not very familiar about what we are trying to say. So if we need to understand a little bit about spiritual exercises inside our community, what are we saying? What are we trying to do? So that's why we share with you some other sub-items, let's say, trying to develop or trying to help you in reflecting about the items we are sharing with you. So, for example, there we have information for mission. We share with you some other sub-items. So it's basis of mission as a retribution, gifts and talents, DSSC, technical formation, community mission, formation for the analysis of the social reality. So we are trying to give you some sub-items, trying to develop a little bit more about the titles we have in the items or the 4 main things we are going to tackle in the encounter. Well, the next one I think is the last. So also we share with you some questions, some guiding questions. As you can see, there are 4 questions. The first one, what is the main objective of purpose of which CLC should be formed on these topics, has to do with the purpose. So we are inviting you to discuss, to reflect in 3 levels, but trying to understand that they are a little bit separate. One is the purpose of, for example, discernment. What is the purpose of discernment in the formation for CLCs? What is the purpose? The second is, what means have you used for formation on these topics in your national community? The third is, how could all or most of the members of the community be adequately formed in these themes that has to do with activities, seeing best practices. So try to share with your small groups about, well, in the sermon, in my community or in my region, we have these or those means, tools that are very successful practices, something like that. And the last one is, what concrete steps should we have opportunity to take on these issues. So that has to do how to move, how to, what are the next steps. It's something about the how. And something has to do with, well, so next what? So we have three main approaches: purpose, sense, objective, main objective of formation, discernment for formation, for example, what is the main purpose? What are we talking about that? The second is, what is the how? What are the best practices in our country, in our region, and trying to compare it with some other countries. And the last one is, and then next what? So next step, how can we move ahead? Okay, the draw in the left part of this slide has to do with that. We are looking for the movement. It's not a static approach. We want to move, to start connecting the dot, connecting our pillars. Be more. We have to how to say? You have to tackle a kind of sense of dynamic, of move, of action. Well, the last one, Manuel, the last one, which is so. So let's meet together, stop talking, and let's, something that we like very much is to share with us. Let's work in small groups. We have 16 minutes, so we have time to discuss. But you have to be very, you have to split time in order to tackle all things, in order to conduct discussion. Then, one of you, again, in Paddle, you will have the name of your team, so you have to summarize the exchanges, the more important things in the Paddle, because we are going to use it in Country in Manresa. It's a very important input for us. If you want, you can also add your picture. If somebody knows how to do it, it's not so difficult, so please, if you have it, it's very nice for us, and we will, it's nice to see the faces also. And after that, after the 60 minutes, at the end, we will ask, if you look at the groups, there, Manuel is showing